Hello kids and welcome to another ZapZone lesson here at the Fanicat house. And today we've got something interesting here with us. We've got an old record player. This used to be your granny's one, am I right?
Thanks.
Yeah. So come a bit closer and listen to it. It's got Afrikaans stories on it.
Ons glip daarin en ons kom vir ons elkeen 'n lekker vet skaap en dan vreet ons dit op en dan hardloop ons weg.
Your parents will remember this. All of us listen to this on the radio. Jakkals en wolfse stories.
Die kraal sê ek is gesluit.
But today we're not going to use it to tell stories on this. We're going to use it as an illustration. We've played like this before, but with a little motor, isn't it, eh?
Yeah.
So each one of you grab a color over there.
Yellow
What
is
do you have?
happiest.
Yellow and green is Ruben's favorite color, and pink over there for Tessa. And I'm going to take the black over here. And then let's start it off again. Tessa, would you put yours down somewhere? Let's see how it starts to take shape. All right. She's making something that looks like a slug, a snail. Okay, and Ruben, you go. Put it down somewhere. Let's see how that takes shape. Now we've got some green into the picture. Tessa, you just stay in that same spot. Stay in the same spot so that it doesn't take over the whole thing. Ruben, you stay in the same spot as well. Pick your spot and stay there. And Stian, you pick a spot and stay over there. Alright, that's starting to look beautiful. Put it down nice and softly. I'm going to put mine over here. I've got the color that you guys wouldn't have picked, black. But look how lovely it looks when the black starts coming in, eh? Eh? Okay, Stian, take yours off. And Tessa, we've got enough pink now. Let's put some more black over there. That's starting to look like a real piece of art, isn't it? Really lovely, all right?
Yeah.
So we'll continue with this just now. But here's the illustration that I want to give you guys. Life is filled with different kind of things, isn't it? Sometimes there's real happy times and sometimes there's real sad times. Sometimes there's real tough and challenging times, isn't it? So that's like the black that I've picked up over here in the picture. That would be happy. Really happy. Hey? That would be loving times, isn't it? Hey? Romantic times or something.
It's the sun and green.
This would
and
be
grass.
learning times or something with a green, isn't it? Things are growing.
All the loving times seem to happen in one spot.
Yes. So there's different kind of times. But when Tessa put hers down just with a pink, it's nice and colorful, but it would be quite a boring piece of art. By the time that Ruben came in, all right, it's getting interesting. When Stian came in, that's cool. But isn't it interesting when the black started coming in, then there was like a contrast, isn't it? The black sort of made the others stand out more because it's so different. So here's what I want to challenge you guys with today. Think about Moses. Moses had 40 years staying in a palace. That was awesome. That was like what? That was that kind of times, eh? Gold, beautiful, wealth, everything's comfortable, servants and doing your stuff. And then suddenly he was out in the desert for 40 years because he had to run away because he killed an Egyptian, isn't it? Right? That was the black times. That was the really bad times. And then came the miraculous times. That would be that probably, no? The miraculous times of the...
He met his wife.
Yes, he met his wife out there in the desert as well. But then came the miracles of the 10 plagues. God was starting to set free the Israelites and they're off to Mount Sinai. And then maybe a bit of more of that, the fire down on the mountain, God speaking to them. Wow, powerful stuff. Then came the 40 years in the desert. More of this. So Moses' life was very colorful, very different kind of stuff. And if you would stop his life at any one of those moments, even if it was in the palace for those 40 years, if you would stop his life, that's it. Suddenly, that wouldn't be that glorious, isn't it?
Jack and Beanstalk.
It's often the challenging times that brings out the glory of God in our lives, isn't it? It's often the challenging times that highlights the other things in our life. Let's maybe color in a bit more over here. Let's get another color over there. Because I want to remind you guys of two other stories that we've been speaking about. while you can zoom in here, do you guys remember that story that we did with the shadow puppets, the ZapZone story?
Yeah.
Eh? What was the story with the shadow puppets? Can you remember, Ruben?
David Lion's Den.
Yes, Daniel and the Lion's Den. That was a glorious story. Do you think the Lion's Den was more of a blue, pink, yellow? That was definitely a black spot in his life. And yet God was greatly glorified by that. Put some blue in there, Stian. And do you remember the story that we told out here in the garden, way at the beginning? What story was that, Tess?
It was how David became king.
How David became king. All right? And that started off with a glorious story, but very quickly it became very dark for him. He had to face up to the giant Goliath. And then Saul chased him around and wanted to catch him. Do you remember that? Hey? So there were some challenging times over there, but eventually he became king of Israel. That was glorious. What other story did we tell to the kids?
Mr. Potato.
Mr. Potato. Yeah. And that was a story of
The Holy Spirit coming to stay inside.
coming to stay inside of us. Yeah.
And
So
what
guys,
we did in the treehouse?
yes, while we were in the treehouse, it was the Pentecost story. That was a glory story, isn't it? Right? So our lives are filled with very different kind of things. So I want to challenge you guys. If you're going through a tough time at the moment, just remember this illustration. God will use this tough time to show His glory in your life. Just continue to hold on to Him. Continue to trust that He's using every bit of your life to glorify His name. See you guys next time with the ZapZone stories. Bye-bye.
And this is